Hi guys, and welcome to the Citadel with me, Daniel M. This week I'm bringing you something a little bit different, and for the next couple of weeks we'll be doing it. I decided to run a alternate format tournament at my house. It was a driver versus car tournament where you re-rolled the deck you were playing every single round. You could play the same deck twice, but you could never play your own deck. So in this first round, I'm on the left playing a Lannister watch, and on the right is Ben, who is playing Lannister dragon. So at the tournament, there was 5 of us. We had Lannister Night's Watch, Lannister Dragon, Greyjoy Watch, a Stark Crossing, and a Targ Fealty. So we'll be seeing a selection of these decks played by different people. I think I recorded 5 games. I'll pick and choose the games that I upload. So I was really happy to draw the Lannister Watch deck for this. I think it's maybe second round. I'm not sure. But I was really happy to draw it because I've been playing Night's Watch Fealty a fair bit, and I'd even actually theory built a Lannister Watch deck that I'd really wanted to build. So this tournament allowed me to try someone else's build. The Dragon versus Car tournament structure turned out to be really fun. It was brilliant. It was a great laugh. And really pushed you out of your comfort zone, pushed you to play with different cards and test your ability to play strategically just based on the cards you've got in your hand rather than who's got the best deck. So setups. I have got on the left hand side a Wildling Scout, a Wall and a King's Road. Dodgy. Against a Cersei, a Unsullied, and a Lannister Reducer. So that's quite a nice setup for Ben on the right hand side playing Lanny Dragon. The Unsullied is going to give him an additional power icon when Lannister often struggle for it, throw off challenge math a little bit, and Cersei's going to try and get him, allow him to empty my hand out a bit. Normally I would absolutely disagree with setting up the wall. I don't think it's a good idea. By setting it up, it's just a wasted 4 gold until you can establish your board enough to actually have all the characters and everything you need to defend it. But I remember looking at my starting hand, and actually I think I've got the characters just in my hand to be able to defend the wall from straight away. And I know that Lannister Dragon struggle with power gain. So my thinking was put the wall out straight away, get a bunch of cheaper characters out, just defend and just rush on the power, try and get as much power as quickly as possible. So we'll see how that goes, and whether I suffer to the big dudes and the flashy effects of Lanny Dragon. So first plots, I reveal a Come Over Westeros to Ben's Varys' Riddle. So he ends up with a better deal there. He gets the initiative gain and gets the same effect. So nice little choice there. I love Varys' Riddle as an opener. Very rarely will that backfire for you, especially now that fewer and fewer people are opening with trading because Summer Harvest is a thing. And giving your opponent that much gold on their first turn, even when you've got 10 of your own, just doesn't. No, you just can't do it. Unless you're going to go second and lay down Varys. But you don't even get to control the initiative, so they're going to choose to go second, so it doesn't even work for you. We both choose military. I chose military because I've got characters in my hand to be able to defend the challenges I want to. I also realise that looking at my hand, there's a lot I want to get out, but I want to be able to stabilise my board so that I can defend the wall properly. I think people are originally complained about the wall because it was very uninteractive, and there was kind of issues about how boring it would be to play against. But I think Tamas at Varborg Magulis really proved that a wall deck is so interactive. It's just a different game, and it's actually quite fun to play against because you're playing a different game. You're figuring out how you can get that unopposed, whether it's by putting on loads of pressure, whether you've got tricks in your hands, how you're going to trick them, or how you're going to nullify the wall. That King's Road means that I've got 8 gold, luckily, which is quite nice, and I'm just debating what I want to play here. I think I've seen a Craven in my hand, so I'd be tempted to Craven that Cersei, because what I don't want to happen is I don't want my hand decimating. We'll see what I decide to do. One of the things I will say about this video, especially when I'm playing, I'm on quite a few of the videos, I often go into the tank quite a bit. I end up just sat there just contemplating what I'm going to do, because when you're playing with cards you don't know, and you don't necessarily know exactly what's going to be coming up in the deck, you are left in a situation where you're not entirely sure what the best play is and what cards you're going to be seeing next. And there we have it. I have the icons I need. I've got the I can defend a military challenge with the Red Cloaks, power with Benjen, and intrigue with the Wildling Scout. I think at some point I'd do a huge misplay with Benjen, but I don't think it severely severely impacts the flow of the game. But we'll see. Let's see what Ben's going to set up. Niels his Western Fiefdom, pays a lot of gold, gets Tyrion out. So he's got stealth now. That's what I don't want to see. That stealth is tricksy. He's not going to be able to bypass Benjen, which is good. And I've got 2 intrigue icons, which means whoever he stealths I can defend. But if he stealths the Wildling Scout, forces me to defend with the Red Cloaks, I'm going to be left in a situation where I'm going to be left in a situation where I can't defend. So he's milked Benjen. That's really key because it means he can stealth Benjen now. So Benjen is in trouble, and it looks like I might not be getting my wall trigger off this turn. The only hope I have is that he does his challenges in the wrong order. I pass my challenges, going first. If he does intrigue first, and I can defend with the Wildling Scout, I can then sacrifice it to give Benjen stealth. Oh, no. I'm going to do an intrigue challenge. So, sorry, I passed my action window at the beginning of challenges. So I'm going to do an intrigue challenge to force Ben to either defend it or to let me get some unopposed. What is he going to do? How valuable is his hand? Just contemplating, have a look in his hand. He's going to let it go unopposed. I was hoping he'd kneel something out, try and force that kneel, but I'm happy just taking a card out of his hand. This is one of the things I quite like about Night's Watch, is you've got those alternatives. You can either be quite aggressive, just to tempt out your opponent to kneel characters, or you can just sit back and defend. You don't have options. The wall is a lovely, lovely card. Okay, and this is where I do it. I sacrifice the Scout to give Benjen stealth. I don't know why I did that, because I don't have the 3 characters to defend the 3 challenges. So we'll see what happens. I think this is the misplay I thought I made. So the Scout is gone, and I really shouldn't have. Oh. But aha, there we go. Here it is. So he does an intrigue for 8, and I kneel my faction card to put Dolorous Head into play. So Dolorous Head saves the day, and this is one of the reasons why I love this deck. Especially when you're playing Dolorous Head out of banner, there's not really any faction card kneels that you're going to be playing, so that's very nice. And unfortunately I do lose 2 cards to claim, which is a Rattle Shirts and another Benjen. I didn't play out that dupe of Benjen in case I wanted to kill him and replay him, which is why I didn't dupe Benjen. especially when there's no military claim for me to have to worry about. So it's looking like I'm going to get my wall trigger off this turn. Got another King's Road out, ready for next turn, and he's going to do a power, which I am going to defend with Benjen, which means I'm defending for 4, -1 from the other side, +1 from the wall. End of the challenges phase, I get my 2 power from the wall, and Ben gets Dom based on all the gold he got from Tyrion. So for 1 turn, I had a solution to Tyrion. As I said, I was opting for tempo here. I really wanted to get ahead on power early and try and stay ahead. My intention was to try and win as quickly as possible before the aggro qualities of his deck win out and really screw me. Moving into the next plot phase, I wonder what I'm going to play. I've decided, and Ben is, I think, still contemplating his plots. So, obviously with 5 people, should only really do like 3 rounds of Swiss, but we were having fun on the day, so what we ended up doing was 5 rounds, ran it like a Swiss, but basically round robin. So Ben playing first snow, that's going to hurt my board a lot, while it does nothing to his. Whereas my heads on spikes, not a plot I would normally use, is going to let me choose who goes first. I'm choosing to go second here. Often I like to go first on the first snow turn, but when I'm trying to defend the wall, I think I'm going to want to use my tricks to be able to defend. And hitting a put to the sword. So Ben, however, admitting that he's got no characters in hand. So it's a casual tournament. It's not a big deal. He just well, or that, or maybe he does, and he's just psyching me out. So see what happens. But yeah, as I was saying, I like to go first normally on first snow turn, because by going first you apply the pressure and your opponent has to answer it, and if you've got enough tricks then they're not going to be able to do anything about it. So very nice. But as I said, when you're defending the wall, going second means that you, rather than wanting to use your tricks to negatively impact their board, you want to use your tricks to just defend. I'm going to get to use Dolorous Ed again if I want to bounce him out onto the table. So we'll see what happens. So I've got the intrigue covered. I do have the extra gold of the King's Road, so I've got 7. I think that's the Boy King on Tyrion, which is a nice little power game. Daisy built this deck. This is his Lannister Dragon. You've seen him in a couple of our store tournament videos a while back, which he won. It adds a little bit of power game to a Lannister deck that doesn't really have a lot of power game, so I quite like it. It's a nice little shout, especially on an aggressive deck that is going to want to be killing their characters. What I really don't want to be seeing, this round it's not going to be a huge issue, but what I don't want to be seeing is Ilyn, because Ilyn hurt. Ben has realised Dolorous Ed is going to go back to hand, so I am going to always be able to defend that intrigue challenge, especially if I win it, bounce it back to hand. Really nice to be able to bouncing Dolorous Ed in and out. Lovely little card. I get out to Western Fiefdoms. So I've now got 8 gold in theory. Use the King's Road. Pay some gold. Get out a ranging party. Nice. 6 strength. That's a big character to defend with. Oh, very nice. And Craven on Tyrion. So that's nullified the stealth. So stealth is no longer the huge problem that it was going to be. I've got Dolorous Ed to defend the intrigue, and I've got Benjen and Raging Party to take care of everything else. As Ben here, I hope he's maybe got a hound in hand or some burned men. And you can see me saying "fuck you" to the stealth on Tyrion. Very difficult to deal with, especially when you're, all your rangers can be bypassed for the power. Dolores said comes in, strength 4 with the wall. I don't win, I lose. So unfortunately, he's going to be stuck on the table. And I'm going to pay 2 to get out the burned men, because I don't want to lose them from my hand. Because they are going to be my claim, because there is nothing else on the board that I really want to be killing. Oh, but paid off on Benjen. Now, that's hard. What you'll see is I put negative attachments on top of characters like that, and positive ones underneath them, to remind me who they belong to at the end of the game, so I can return the cards. And reaction, Benjen is knelt. So I'm now... Ooh, no. Because I bounced out the burnt men, I am going to be able to defend all the challenges. So Ben obviously hoping to prevent me from... Ooh, and to claim. Now this is where you can see a bit of this deck that is has been tweaked since then. Not my deck, as I said. It's got manths. It's got a lot of wildlings in it, which meant that cost curve was actually quite high. But there's enough other good cards there. But, it was still very fun to play. And Ben trying to decide what he can do. He's realised he's not going to get a military through, so he's pushing a power with the Unsullied. I think it would have been worth him doing the military with the Unsullied. I would have been forced to defend with the burned men, and then he could do a power with Tyrion. Oh no, he couldn't, because it's got Craven on it. Stupid Daniel. Yeah. He lost the Unsullied just from a little challenge with the burned men. I get the 2 power from the wall, and I've jumped up. I am on 6 power already. So this is, as I said, the plan was to rush out, and seems to be what I'm doing. Now, Ben, character quality wise, Ben is absolutely in a better situation than me, but because I've got so many jumping characters and everything else, I seem to have recovered better from that turn. So first snow has harmed Ben's board, whereas mine is kind of looks like back where it was. I've got a Western Fiefdom, and I'm looking about what I'm going to play next. I have no cards in my hand. Cersei has done her job. I'm hoping I play something like Counting Coppers, maybe to draw back up, but we will see what happens. Yep, Counting Coppers to trading. Oh, so not only do I get all the cards, I get all the money. Very nice. So I draw my 3, and I draw 2 more. And Ben has got his cards as well. Forgot to stand my house cards, sorry about that. And it looks like I've drawn 2 milks. Oh, that's quite nice. It's quite nice. Now, question is, do I milk what's on the table, or, much like events, should I hold on to it until the bigger threat is on the table? This is kind of the interesting things. It's always, they talked about it on Beyond the Wall recently, where they were talking about when you should and shouldn't hold back events. But the same is true for milks and cravens, is what is your biggest threat? And like for an example, should I milk that Cersei, or should I wait for Tywin, or should I wait for a Rattleshirt to come out, or a Mountain, and try and nullify those characters instead. Like, do I hold back a milk in case that Craven leaves Tyrion? Because then I need to milk him again, because he's a threat to my wall. Which is interesting, because Tyrion actually goes to the wall, and he's quite nice to them. Bad thematics, but never mind. So, debating what's going to happen here. Am I going to collect my economy? Ooh. Looks like Ben has got a lot of economy left over there on the Lanny Dragon side, and he's going to keep playing stuff. He's playing out Pycelle, so he's getting the draw himself, so I may have got draw with counter coppers, but he's got it sticking to the table. And Ben is going to play a bodyguard. Very nice. And Ben, following my model, putting negative attachments on top with positive ones on the bottom. I take one to drug the mountain and blank that text box. And I don't follow my own advice. I milk Cersei as well. I suppose I'm trying to protect my hand, but probably would be better to hold on to that milk. Having seen a Craven and 2 milks, I've only got 2 more Cravens and 1 more milk. So, yeah, not in the best of situations if they start popping off characters. But we'll see what happens. What am I going to do? Mountain is still a giant beatstick. With that milk on him, still going to enable some put to the swords and everything else. But I'm not going to have to worry about a put to the sword claim and then him putting something in my dead pile and killing something on my board. It's just the turn from hell. It's the sort of thing that always happens to you but never happens for you if you've got my sort of luck. Doing an intrigue challenge with Cersei and Pycelle for 6. I'm going to defend with Dolores. I'm checking if he has any reactions, because what I don't want to happen is anything get poisoned. I am losing a Wildling Horde. As again said, quite expensive deck. Not quite sure how I'm just going to afford that. But Ben getting his insight. So just talking about and obviously winning the intrigue challenge and rolling it back and letting him trigger to Neil Vengeance, because I'm a nice person, obviously. Luckily I still got the characters I need out to be able to defend a military and a power. I think the other reason for milking the mountain is because what I didn't want him to have is I didn't want him to have the renown, because that renown gives him the power gain that I don't want him to have. Because hopefully at the end of this round I should end up being on... I'll probably lose a power challenge, but what I will do is I'll maybe win. Yeah, I won't get unopposed, so I'll be on 7. Just creep my way up. So military, defended by the burned men. What am I going to claim? Killing the burned men. I want to leave the reducer there because it's economy. Triggering the Boy King to get a power. Oh, mistakenly putting it on his house card. I think we catch this later and put it on the character instead. And there's so many attachments I can't even see what he's got standing. So what do I do? Do I do a military? Kill a character? I don't think so. I think I want to do a power challenge here. And win the power if I just used the ranging party. Military challenge is just going to kill a chud. It's an economy, but it's not a particularly impactful character. Yep, so I choose to do a power challenge. So Ben is going to defend it with Tyrion. And I get my claim. So I'm on 7. And I'm going to get the wall trigger as well. So that's going to put me up to 9. Ben realising he was using the wrong tokens. And Ben accidentally using the icon stripping attachments. So I'm going to trigger the wall, get 2 more, so I'm on 9 now. I think because Ben had pushed through that intrigue challenge with Pycelle and Cersei to negatively impact my hand, it's meant I've been able to creep even further ahead on power. It meant I was able to win my own power challenge, and I was able to trigger the wall. So 9 power to 2, and moving into the 3rd, 4th plot. Jesus, sorry guys, I've lost count. Not very good. What do I want to see? I'd love to see another Counting Coppers actually, but it's Winter Festival, very nice. So Ben playing his confiscation. Question: he's probably going to get rid of the Craven, which is nice for him. Yeah, he wants to get rid of the Craven because he wants that stealth back. Not the milk on Cersei and the Mountain are useful, but the Craven on Tyrion, was what's letting me get away on this power. As you can see, I put the power on the plot card. This is to remind me for the trigger, because Jesus Christ, when I first started playing with that card, I forgot it so many bloody times. So I need to see some more intrigue icons, like now, because otherwise Tyrion is going to be stealthing past my characters, and there's going to be sod all I can do about it. Okay, my marshalling. Oh no, Ben's marshalling, sorry. What is he going to do? Staring at his hands. Deep concentration, reducing by 2 to play Jammy. So he's now got Stealth on Tyrion and some Renown. So these are the 2 things I don't want him to have. And he's done, holding on to what looks like 1 gold there. I'm playing with my gold. Debating what cards I want to play. Oh, god damn it, guys. Sorry, I looked away for a second, missed the cards in my hand. And I pass. So that suggests I've got the Hound. I hope it's the Hound in my hand. That would be lovely. We'll see. Or maybe it's just crap. Oh. Yeah. Intrigue for 6 for Tyrion, stealthing Dolorous Ed. That's going to be unopposed. Oh, no, I remember what happens here. Oh dear. So Dave gets the unopposed. I lose a treachery. Unfortunate. Gonna get the keyword. We'll see. We'll watch what happens. Gonna trigger the kneeling of Benjen, which is sad. Poor Benjen. But I'm just gonna debate about giving him a gold. Yep, I'm gonna give him a gold to stand Benjen up. Um, and going to do a military with the mountain and Jamie. Is there anything I can do about this? So I'm just going to defend for 5. Hope he doesn't have a put to the sword. Pray he doesn't have a put to the sword. He doesn't have a put to the sword. Thank God. I'm going to debate what I'm going to do. I'm taking my claim, just a little chat. And the Boy King. I think this is where we realise. Yeah, realising that Ben accidentally put the power previously on his house card. So putting the previous power back onto his character and another power as well. Getting the renown for Jamie. And he's now shot up to 5 power. This is where Lannister get their power game from. They get the boys out and they just swing with big power. Big military challenges and get the renown from that. And going to do a power challenge with Cersei. Force me to kneel out. No. I sit there and go, well, I'll have to defend the wall. Hang on a second. Do I have to defend the wall? She's knelt now. I can get an unopposed power challenge through. That's probably a better idea. So I think I sit there and go unopposed. Surely. Just talking it through to myself. Yep, I think I let it go unopposed. If I let it go unopposed, he steals a power from me, but it means I'm going to get 2 power in return. So I could defend and stop him getting any power, but I'm not going to get getting any power from the walls, so I might as well lose 1 to gain 2. So I'm going to do a power with the ranging party. And he's got his own hound. God damn it. So giving him gold was... I had to do it, but not the best idea. 6 to 6 though. So I don't get 2 power, I only get the 1. Ranging party are on 6 because of the wall, which is very nice. And I'm going to do an intrigue, force him to kneel out the Jamie. I'm going to lose, but I will then win dominance. Yeah. So, what is he going to? He's debating. Then realising that if he defends it, he stops me getting unopposed and protects his hand. But if he defends it, if he does defend it, then I get dominance anyway. So realising that I get a power either way, but just by defending it, he protects his hand a bit more. Move into dominance. So I enter challenges. I get my 2 power. And I get dominance. There we go. So I think I'm sat on 12 power now, if I've done my maths correctly. Ben is on 6. Now the problem is, with Craven off Tyrion and not another intrigue character in sight, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to get the wall, so I'm stuck on 12 power unless I can do something to solve that issue. So unless I can do something to jump up some more power this turn, there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck on 12 and I'm just going to slowly lose. So I need to draw into some tricks to save my bacon, because otherwise I'm screwed in this game. Because that Lannister board is absolutely going crazy, and I look like I could be in trouble. I've obviously chosen my plot. Ben's still deciding, double checking his hand, looking at his plots again. As I say, playing unfamiliar deck does mean that you're end up with some interesting decision points. So, what is Ben going to do? I think Ben was just spending a minute talking to the guy who built the deck to just double check what he's going to do. And yep, and he's got summons, and the reason he's got summons is because there are 3 rattle shirts in the deck, and he wants one. I play a confiscation. Can you figure out what my plan is yet? How am I going to get the last power that I need? What am I going to do? I get rid of the milk. I can kill Benjen. But how am I going to kill him? Because I still need the wall trigger. I need to be able to kill Benjen and win dominance or get the wall trigger. So I'm now praying that I draw something that's going to allow me to either nullify Tyrion or get another intrigue icon. Because if I can get another intrigue icon, I can defend the wall. Maybe kill Benjen if he does a power challenge. Because if he does a military challenge, I'm definitely going to be killing Benjen. So, what am I going to play? I think in recent experience, I think Night's Watch are a pretty hard counter to Lannister. As a house, like, the character quality is just not there, but you've got so much draw, you've got so many answers to their big characters in Milk and Craven, and even like playing Watchers on the Wall, like Watchers on the Wall against Mountain and Jaime is, oh my god, it's amazing. Like, oh, I'll do a military for 15, kneeling the Mountain, and Jaime stands there, like, kneel a Old Forest Hunter and a ranging party, they're dead. Thanks. Bye. I think you've got so many answers, and it's the power game that Lannister just can't do a huge amount against, unless they can wipe your board. If they can put on enough pressure to wipe your board, you're so screwed. So, what have I drawn? Have I drawn the answer I need? Oh, I'm showing off my hand. Maybe I've... Oh no, I'm not showing off my hand. No, I'm despairing at my hand. I've drawn the other issue that I had with this deck. Oh, I think I see it, Craven. The other issue I had with this deck, which was a superior claim. The way I played this deck, there was no way I was ever going to be getting off a superior claim. I could never win the power challenge on defense or attack by 5. What can I do? If I've got that Craven, I can potentially Craven Tyrion. Maybe my bacon is saved. What can I do? Oh, there's a Illyrio. Okay. Illyrio does some nice stand there. Didn't work very nicely with Tyrion. He hasn't seen Tywin or Miri this game, which I think has been amazing for him. It's been really bad for him. If he'd seen Miri, I would have been in so much trouble. That extra kill would have really put the pressure on my board, and I wouldn't have been able to defend as effectively, because I'd have to consider how I was going to over-defend against her. I get my 4, pay 1 to Craven Tyrion. The answer I needed to the problem that existed. And Sworn Brother, Venas. So another King's Rose Road, no King's Road, but I don't even use it. And Ben just saying, "Oh, I've seen you've seen so much economy compared to me," and I'm going, "Yeah, you really look like you've struggled there with all your massive characters compared to my couple of mid-range characters and a couple of chuds." Diddums. And I get another power icon, which is always nice. Not the intrigue icon I really wanted, but I've got the Craven that I needed. So, moving into challenges. Ben is going to intrigue with Pycelle and Cersei. Full 6. I'm going to defend with Dolores Ed. He's going to win, trigger paid off, which is going to kneel. So this is why I needed another power icon, so I can defend the power challenge. Claim, which is the superior claim. Ben is going to get his insight. Probably praying that it was a treachery. What am I going to do? Obviously he gets his Tyrion trigger, which I got it originally, but we're just chatting and bantering. There's oh, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, so he pays the 2 to pays 2 to stand Pycelle because he wants to get the insight off to potentially draw a treachery, but he's got no money to play it now. So military for 15. I'm going to oppose it. I'm now singing the praises of heaven because he's going to win. There's no gold to worry about put to the sword. And I'm going to kill Benjen and get 2 power. Thank God. Paid off goes back to his hand, which is unfortunate, but I think I now win this turn. Because he's got no stealth for the power challenge. He can do a power challenge, I can defend it, I then get the wall trigger. I think that's game. So Ben needed treachery. I'm shuffling Benjen back in case he's got some tricks. Obviously remembering his renown. And is there anything else he can do here? Yeah, that Craven saved me. I think if I hadn't seen that Craven, I just slowly would have been leeching power and losing the wall every turn. Just going to play it out. Doing power. And what's he going to do? Ben just saying that when he summons, obviously getting Syrio, he then had to choose between marshalling Syrio or Illyrio. He marshalled Illyrio to try and get 2 uses of stealth out of Tyrion. If he played Syrio, and he would have been able to give Cersei stealth, done stealth on the intrigue. I wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. So that would have stopped me winning this turn, that Syrio. But Ben, obviously having to make this time going first, had to make the decision that was in front of him, thinking I'd seen 3 of my horrible attachments, and that hopefully I wouldn't see another one. Especially considering he'd been able to quite effectively emptying my hand. So I think it was just luck of the draw, and I get the wall, get my power, and I win. So first game of our driver versus car little casual mini tournament. I'll be bringing you the next round next Tuesday. Thanks for joining us, guys. Any comments? Leave them below. See you next Tuesday.